Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. We got him early this week. Normally we have Brian. Actually, we have him, twice this week, actually. He normally comes on Mondays, but we have him Monday and Thursday this week. Delighted to have Brian Spitz on. He's a genius, not a diabolical one, but a good genius, helping individuals navigate through the choppy waters of investment these days. And let me tell you, those waters are more choppy than ever as people watch in shock and awe of what happening on the stock market, probably still the most common form of investing, as they sit there and they look at their intangibles. Their paper take a horrific roller coaster ride. He has a strategy. Brian has a strategy that takes people off of that ride, gets them into something that you can literally hold on to, and does an incredible job for cash flow. Brian Spitz is with BigStateHomebuyers.com, and he's on here every week, sometimes twice a week on The Price of Business. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you very much for having me on.
You bet. Glad to have you on. First of all, real quickly, kind of give us, the information where people can go to learn more about what you're doing, and then kind of tell us what you've got going on right now.
Great. Yeah. People can visit us and learn more about our company at BigStateHomebuyers.com. That's BigStateHomebuyers.com. And what you can find there is a lot about our company in general and the services we provide, as well as a lot of really useful articles and things that we've written here in-house. I think we have over 50 blogs that cover all kinds of different real estate-related subjects, as well as a link to our investor site, Big State House Deals, that shows properties that we offer for sale to investors.
Awesome. What do you got for us for today?
Well, on Monday, we talked with a realtor, Amber Carrillo, who is talented at selling off asset portfolios for banks. She sells foreclosures. And so I wanted to expand a little bit more on realtors, how Big State can work with realtors, and how people who have sellers who have listings that haven't sold can come to us and what we can do for them.
Okay, very good. Go right ahead.
For the most part, a lot of people find that or think that home buying companies are kind of in an antagonistic relationship with realtors, because what we offer is a service where we buy houses with, no agents and no commissions or closing costs. But in reality, we do a lot of work with agents, and our company especially likes to build those relationships because we can help agents by buying up their listings that aren't moving on the multiple listing service. So a lot of times an agent will have a client who perhaps inherited a property, and that same client may have bought or sold another house from that agent, and then the seller, or client asks the realtor to sell off the house, but that agent is really not familiar with the area where the house is in. So, or maybe the house is not in a condition where it'll sell on the open market. So we encourage people to contact us, whether it's an agent or an individual, because we buy houses all over the Harris and the surrounding counties. So we're able to, we don't specialize in just one market, whereas a lot of agents, just cover a certain territory. So they may have a harder time selling off a house that's not in their specialty zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So where do you start in all this?
Where do you start? Well, You start by, if you're an agent, you start by contacting us when you have some curiosity about what companies like us do, or if you have a listing that for whatever reason is not selling on the open market and you want to help your client get it sold quicker. As a seller, you can contact us. You visit our website, contactbigstatehomebuyers.com, and learn about our various programs and how it is that we're able to buy houses. And, if you have a listing, if you have a house that's listed and it's not selling, we're in a very good market. So, the average days on market in Houston right now is about 90 days. So if you have a property that's sitting on the market without moving, then it's either overpriced or it has repairs that you need to do to it, or it doesn't show well. It might be with the wrong listing agent. It might have damage to it that'll keep it from getting an FHA loan. There's all kinds of reasons that they won't sell, but if it's not selling, then you need to explore other options. So You can get with your agent and talk about having this contact a home buyer. So even though we say that you can sell your house without paying real estate commissions, we still do work with realtors when they have properties that they need help with.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so, what's cool about what you do is that you've got strategies to help people make money regardless of what direction the housing situation is going. Talk about that.
Yeah, so not only do we help sellers, sell off their properties quickly, we also work with real estate buyers, investors who want to get into this industry. And so like Amber was saying the other day when we had her on the show, that, properties get on the market, they get overbid, they sell fast. The properties we sell, they're private sales, so you have to come to our company to learn about them, but they're below the market values. So we sell off property that is below even the foreclosure market value in most cases. So it's a really great resource for people to come and buy houses with built-in equity. So even after you fix the house up if it needs repairs, there's still a good 25% equity in there, and that just makes the deal work as a cash flow property. You can rent it out. It also leaves plenty of equity for you to sell the house if you decide to flip it, or if you get into it and decide it's not for you and you want to sell out. There's multiple ways for our investors to make money, but we always make sure that there's plenty of room for them to make money.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking to Brian Spitz, talking about that delicate strategy, that wise strategy that people need to implement in order to make sure that their real estate investing is successful. Kind of tell us a little bit about that seamless approach that you take to real estate investing for people who have jobs as oil executives or entrepreneurs in other areas.
Right. Well, when you contact us, we'll find out what kind of properties you're looking for, what your investment strategy is, and we can really help you, guide you to which parts of town would make sense for your investment needs. And we show you the inventory. We help you get your inspections on the property. We can take care of getting your financing for you with one of our many lenders. I only endorse or recommend companies that I would personally use myself. So we don't have any relationship with those companies other than referral. And we can help you get, repair estimates. We can set you up with contractors that do turnkey remodels and property management companies that can manage the property after you renovate it. So, we really can point you in the direction and help you find somebody to take care of every aspect of the process. And then all you're left with is the investment and the return on investment. So we can really make it a very hands-off strategy.
Yeah, absolutely, no question about it. Talking to Brian Spitz, you need to be really strategic when it comes to things like this, because if you're not, you'll find it nothing more than a hobby, and it's a really expensive hobby if you treat it that way. True?
Right. You can lose money in this. There's no doubt about it. If you're not careful, if you're not using the right companies, if you're not doing your due diligence, if you're paying too much for property, we've written a lot of articles about where you're supposed to be with what you pay for a house, and even investment housing is getting more expensive, but there's still plenty of deals out there. You just need to know where to go. And a lot of times the open market is not the place to go. Yeah. Right now the market is just very strong, and you're just not going to get the same kind of deals off of the hard.com that you used to. I mean, it's a great place, to find inventory, but the inventory is so low, the demand is so high that the prices are just quite high right now. So coming to a firm like ours, you're going to find discounted prices discounted beyond what's on the MLS.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, talking to Brian Spitz. Brian is with BigStateHomebuyers.com. He's a regular contributor here on The Price of Business, frequently on because of his insight information, plus a great guest that you bring on the program. And we want to encourage you to learn more about Big State Home Buyers and, be smart when it comes to your real estate investing. And so, people I'm sure are constantly asking you, what's going on when it comes to the real estate front. What is going on right now? What are you telling your investors that you work with?
That it's a great time to buy because the property values just keep going up, and you could see so many studies on the influx of population growth and business and commerce and job markets here in Houston and the other major cities in Texas, that really the predictions are that it's only going to continue to grow, expand, even explode, if you will, over the course of the next 10 or 12 years. So and real estate investing is the best way to secure your investments because it is tangible property. You can sell it, you can rent it, you make cash flow on it, and you can bet that over the course of time it will do nothing but appreciate. There's ups and downs in the market, of course, but the amount of land and housing out there is limited, and the population continues to grow, and this is a very attractive place to be for a lot of people, for a lot of businesses. So there's always going to be a need for housing. There's always a need for rental property. So if you can have that in your inventory, in your investment inventory, you'll always have a stable investment.
Brian Spitz, he's with BigStateHomebuyers.com, and we always are delighted to have him on the program, helping our listeners navigate through, this troublesome area of investing. How do you make money? And he really does a great job of showing people how. Thanks so much, Brian.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, when we come back, we're going to have more for you. I do want to remind you the best content here. It shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.